Welcome to anyone watching this video at any point in time. This video will serve as an introduction to many videos down the line at which I am here to educate you about all things Dauntless. Here in this series, I'll do my best to teach you all a valuable piece of information that you may not know about Dauntless. So ring the bell, school's in session. In this playlist, we will be discussing a variety of locations that exist in the world of Dauntless, as well as giving a brief overview of the behemoths that lie within the land, all while covering the little things that exist within the locations as well. Like the farmable materials that exist, and in other videos here on the channel, I will be breaking down each and every behemoth in the game, going from Rogue Gnasher all the way to Scorchstone Hellion. Plus, any more behemoths that could be added to the game at any point in its lifespan, we will cover those as well. It is my intentions to cover the weapons and armor affiliated with the behemoths, as well as the strategies involved in taking down each one. Lastly, with each video, I will be producing a visual rendition of the script that will be associated with the topic at hand. These creations can be used as a guide to anyone who wants to learn more about Dauntless. Stay tuned, it's going to be a long class. School's in session. The world of Dauntless is filled with interesting and varied locations. The Shattered Isles are associated lands that are sorted amongst the upheaval. As the skies of the Shattered Isles shift, so do the islands, moving and orbiting around each other. A place that's just a short airship ride away today may be gone for years tomorrow. With each passing day comes the possibility of a new discovery. Wilderness never touched by man, precious resources, and unimaginable adventure await, but only if your charts are true, and you have a talented wayfinder to follow the course. Behemoths themselves are not a new threat. Slayers have stood as the bulwark against the encroachment and savage attacks for generations, passing down a proud legacy of service and protection. But now it seems that the expansion into the frontier has been met with stronger, more ferocious monsters. Whole settlements and the islands on which they rested have been destroyed by these creatures and all their consuming hunger for the ether. Ramsgate will be the first true line of defense between these powerful behemoths and the people of the Shattered Isles. With courage, skill, and more than a little luck, it won't also be the last. There are 6 locations at the moment that exist within the Shattered Isles. We have the Sheltered Frontier, the Monsters Verge, Yonder Keys, Uncharted Reaches, the Maelstrom, and of course our home city, Ramsgate. Let's talk about Ramsgate, shall we? We live in a city island amongst the Shattered Isles. This is a social center where you may meet fellow Slayers, enhance and craft gear, select missions, and interact with other Slayers. It's a living, breathing place that we call home. The official summary states that Slayers live in and hunt amongst the Shattered Isles, where floating islands move across an endless sky and humanity lives amongst the broken pieces of their old world. With the recent advent of skyships, explorers have struck out amongst the frontier in search of adventure, opportunity, and in some cases a fresh start. Ramsgate stands at the edge of this frontier as a final port of call before heading into the dangerous skies. It is a city of artisans, merchants, warriors, explorers, and of course, slayers. Now, new threats emerge from beyond the horizon, sightings of new deadly behemoths pouring each day, and reports indicate the mighty beasts are more aggressive and fearsome than anything we've ever seen before. The lore goes as follows. If it isn't the best place to build a city, rugged mountains, fierce winds, and rain more often than not, but it's our home. Ramsgate is the furthest settlement and best endeavor to make a beachhead into a behemoth territory. The only way to win this fight is to take it to the behemoths. Artisans, merchants, and warriors from all over the Shattered Isles came to Ramsgate, not because it would be easy, but because they knew it would make a difference. Here is where the war would be won. Many cut their teeth in the wilderness, exploring uncharted islands, fighting behemoths, and retrieving valuable goods and materials from their foray. Many never make it back, but those that do bring back hope. Ramsgate stands as a symbol to the rest of the Shattered Isles. It's pioneering, it's bravery, it's strength, and it's home. The raucous sound of celebration booms inside the Ramsgate Tavern. Everyone is cheering and raising their glasses to the Slayers who have bagged a behemoth that have claimed the lives of a skyship crew. The heroes tell their tale of hunt, tracking the beast, narrowing, dodging death at every turn, and going in for the kill. A Slayer stabs a long, savage fang like a dagger in the table. roaring in triumph. The tavern explodes in cheers and a fresh round of drinks. The hunt isn't over, not by a long shot. But tonight, the city is safe and their friends have been avenged. Let's move on to the next location, shall we? The Shelter Frontier. The Shelter Frontier, also known as Tutorial City, is made up of islands on the Ramsgate's figurative doorsteps. Slayers, especially recruits in training, keep these isles free of mature full-size behemoths, but smaller rogue behemoths can still be found on many landmasses. Rook's Isle is one of those small islands. It is of little importance and is very far away from major shipping and settlements. The known behemoths that are there are Rogue Embermane, Rogue Gnasher, and Rogue Shrike. And the known gatherables that can be found there are Dashleaf, Skybloom, and Wrathworth. I will be releasing more in-depth videos on all behemoths that are in the game and every known gatherable that exists in the Shattered Isles at a later date. The Monsters Verge is an archipelago that exists within the Shattered Isles and is the second zone that we have access to in the world of Dauntless. It is a Slayer's next journey after leaving the Shelter Frontier and is home to some ether-charged behemoths. This region comprises of a range full of islands that are fairly close to Ramsgate, the largest city in the Ram Formation. Slayers have been stalking this well-trammeled region for more than a century, so it is home to a few varieties of behemoths that feed primarily on raw ether. The islands that exist within this location are listed as Ulrich's Refuge and Iron Falls. Ulrich's Refuge is home to the Gnasher, Shrike, and Quillshot, and the known gatherables that can be found here are the Dashleaf, Iron Thistle, Skybloom, and Wrathworth. Iron Falls is home to the Gnasher, Skarn, and Quillshot, and the known gatherables that can be found there are the exact same as Ulrich's Refuge. The Yonder Keys is a location in the Shattered Isles and the third zone we have access to in the world of Dauntless. It is home to the first elemental behemoths encountered by Slayers after bridging the Monsters Verge. This is a region of Ram's Formation where many Ramsguard denizens had hoped to establish farmlands and mining camps, but unfortunately, the people has been disrupted by the arrival of new elementally charged islands from the upper reaches and chilling depths. This is the official introduction of elemental behemoths. A total of 3 islands exist in the Yonder Keys, and they are called Burning Rose, Sandrian Stone, and Cold Runner Key. Burning Rose is a warm, dry island rich in blaze ether and have once been home to an Andari settlement. It is now home to the Chirag, Quillshot, and Shrike, and its known gatherables that can be found are Dashleaf, Omnistone, Skybloom, and Wrathworth. On Sandrian Stone, behemoths have consumed much of the island's original arcanite deposits, causing its normal elevation to drop. It is now home to the Chirag, Drask, and Embermane, and its known gatherables that can be found are the same as Burning Rose. Lastly, Cold Runner's Key, which is a frozen island that has drifted into the Ram's Formation from the cold depths of the sky below. It is now home to the Drask, Skarn, and Scrave, and its known gatherables that can be found are Heart Lily, Iron Thistle, and Slayer's Boom. The Uncharted Reaches are some of the furthest locations in the Shattered Isles and the fourth zone we have access to in the world of Dauntless. These islands are often exposed to wildly chaotic ether storms and strange new behemoths, both of which emerge from the Maelstrom with increasing frequency. Far Slayers can often be found here taking part in a long, carefully planned hunt. If the Uncharted Reaches can be tamed, then Maelstrom awaits. A total of 3 islands exist within the Uncharted Reaches, and they are called Frostmarch, Revelation Rock, and Underworld. Frostmarch is an underdeveloped chunk of terrain that was frozen in time many centuries ago. It is now home to Nezaga and Pangar, and its known gatherables that can be found here are Slayer's Boon, Heart Lily, Iron Thistle, and Phoenix Opal. Revelation Rock serves as a vantage point from the charted skies into the swirling maelstrom. The explorers who named it found the storm to be a revelatory experience. It is home to Hellion and Nezaga, and its known gatherables that can be found here are Dashleaf, Omnistone, Phoenix Opal, Skybloom, and Wrathworth. Lastly, Underwall is a dangerous forest isle on a course that brushes up against the maelstrom. It is occupied by behemoths that feed off the storm's chaotic power, Karabak and Stormclaw, and its known gatherables are the same as Revelation Rock. Finally, if you made it this far in the video, we have reached the maelstrom. It is the most dangerous place in the entire game because it is home to the most powerful behemoths we know of thus far. Arkin Drew, an NPC who resides in Ramsgate, once said, "The maelstrom continues to elude the study. Only one island in the entire formation, if such a word could even be applied here, seems to exist in a stable position. The other drifts along an arcing path, disappearing into the central storm for weeks or even months at a time. Island investigations have been further complicated by the presence of unusually strong and previously unknown behemoths. Though veteran slayers are always dispatched alongside the Ether researchers, full team extractions are not uncommon. Maelstrom is constantly shifting, drawing away and bringing forward different islands and behemoths as the storm spins. Merrill 8, Cerulean 5, Sovereign's Throne, and Diet X drifts are some of the islands that we know of in Maelstrom. There are so many behemoths that could arrive in the storm at any moment's notice. I'll just list them here. There are no new Gallibles that exist, and so expect to find all of them here on any given island. If you enjoy my coverage of the locations that exist in the world of Dauntless and would like to see a visual rendition of everything we talked about today, be sure to check out the description box below and join my Patreon to help me not only create more videos, but allow me to create a variety of additional content as well. We will be having plenty more things in store to discuss about all things Dauntless. So stay tuned until the next class. Be sure to like and share the video and subscribe for more weekly videos. Until then, you can catch this sailor out in the open ocean. Peace.